I really wanted to be productive this week, and it did not really happen. It started off so good, and immediately I got cocky and I crashed, and it has me rethinking my approach to everything. So, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Samantha, and I've been on a journey to rebuild my life. So, I want to become self employed. I'm trying to balance my nervous system. I'm trying to have like a little soft glow up, and I'm also trying to document this whole process to YouTube. So, if you're new here, for the last 6 weeks, I have been documenting the process from the very get go. Weeks 1 to 3 was my daily vlog era where I struggled a lot with procrastination and comparison issues. Week 4, I stepped into my weekly vlog era. And then week 5, I crashed. I spiked my nervous system and I was forced to rest. And then week 6 was me catching up on 5 weeks of video editing. So my daily vlogs and my 2 weekly summaries, which brings us to now. This isn't a super perfect, polished productivity channel. This is literally me trying to figure out what's working, what's not, having a realistic approach and trying to do everything in a healthy way and not crash out. So, without further ado, what actually happened this week? So, like I said in the beginning, week 7 started off great. We actually have been learning to listen to our body. I think we are finally onto something. I think we are finally getting into a routine. So yesterday, because I had such a very, very long week the other week, Monday I sat at my desk for 20 minutes and I basically was just like, nah. And so I kind of rotted a little bit and I caught up with a friend. We went on a walk and we had a lovely little chat in the car. And I actually listened to what my body was saying, like, no, not today. And so today we've had a very, very productive day. We've gone to the gym. We did some client work for about 3 hours. We went on a walk. We had our dinner and we sat down for another 3.5 hours and did some video editing. That was 6.5 hours of work done. We're doing good. We're finally finding a good routine, something that actually feels somewhat sustainable. Because I had a rest day and now it made me feel good to be able to have a productive day today. Maybe if I hadn't rested yesterday and tried to just, push through it, maybe I just would have only gotten a couple of hours done today. Oh my gosh, the power of rest. Who would have thunk it? It was a perfect day. And so I thought that I could continue that energy on into Wednesday. And Wednesday, I actually got a little bit cocky. This is where it started to fall downhill. Good morning. Today is Wednesday and I slept so good. I actually slept through the entire night. What? 8.5 hours? Oh my God. I feel fantastic. I have been on a walk. I have had my matcha protein smoothie. I have had my high protein breakfast, but I'm ready to get started into work today because tomorrow is going to be a little bit of a shorter day because I'm having dessert with my friends. I actually need to do more work today. And the goal is 8 hours and it's a little bit of a push. May not be able to do it, but we are going to try. 9 hours would be a bonus. So because I knew that I was catching up with friends on Thursday, I thought that I should get even more work done on Wednesday so that I could be super ahead of it and prepared and can enjoy hanging out with my friends in peace. So I had a very ambitious goal of getting 8 hours of work done that day, which meant that I needed an early start. So I went on a very quick walk. And if you're new to this channel, I need walks or I start to go a little bit nutty. So I went on a very quick walk and I tried to sit down at my desk and start a 3-hour work block. And I was only able to get halfway. So after an hour and a half, I was just feeling like I just couldn't be still. All right. So I didn't actually sit for my entire 3-hour work block because I feel antsy. If I was a dog, I would have torn something up by now. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna do a little Pilates workout just to release all of this energy that I have. So talk later. I really needed to just do something active with myself because I had so much energy from actually starting to rest and sleep. So I decided that I would just do some Pilates that day, and it still wasn't quite enough. I tried to sit back down and get some more work done, and I really struggled to just focus, just actually get something done. So after I had my little exercise, I had a cold shower, I had my lunch, and I still wasn't quite ready to, sit down and make the rest of my thumbnails. I kind of just, while I was eating, I was researching vlog ideas, or I was trying to just do research on how to improve my content. And I've been doing research for about an hour now. And at the same time, I also started off my day on the wrong foot. Because I started off early, I thought that I needed to do something easy and fun to get myself in the right headspace, and it just started off my day wrong. I'm going to start off with video editing because it's easy, and I feel like doing something, easy right now before I start trying to do Power Automate and stuff like that. So, time to get cracking. Correction, it is actually, I'm going to be editing thumbnails for 3 videos, and then I can do other video editing things like week 6. I think I'm learning. I did something I did this morning I shouldn't have done. I did the easy thing first, the thing that I wanted to do first. I gave in to my wants. I wanted to do thumbnails, first off for my first 3-hour block, and now I don't think I'm going to be doing any work on any client work or work on my business because my mind's just stuck in it's YouTube mode today. I'm starting to develop maybe a little strategy, but it now means that my brain is now preoccupied with planning and research mode, and it just wants to do this thing, and I'm just going to indulge it for the rest of the day. I'm just going to get it all out of my system, and tomorrow is going to be a client work and AI automation only day to kind of make up for it. I did the fun thing first. I did the YouTube thing first. So editing and thumbnails and brainstorming. I did that first instead of the hard thing, which is learning automation, which is what I'm trying to do to become self-employed. I'm going to come back after my walk because I'm still feeling like I can't sit at a desk right now and I just need to move. But when I come back, what I want to do is I want to, finish making those thumbnails, start getting ahead with my week 6 video. I'm also pretty excited about the other content ideas that I have. I haven't made anything except for daily and weekly vlogs, but there's actually a lot of things that I want to talk about. And I've got this pretty healthy list of things that I can just, pick at random and just sit down with a rough script and just talk about. So I'm really excited to eventually sit down and do that, but it is time for me to go on my walk. Because I did the easy thing first, I was just not able to get it out of my brain. I was in a creative frenzy. So while I was on my walk, I was still thinking about it. And I thought by the time I got back from my walk that I would be getting it all out of my system and I could come back and focus on that automation work. Did that happen? No, it did not. So I decided I can't let this go. Apparently, I am way too into this. So I'm just going to indulge myself and just get it all out of my system. And then tomorrow, we will actually get some automation work done. Did that happen? Also, no, that did not happen. Okay, so I may have given in to my wants today. I woke up this morning, rolled out of bed, right into my desk, and I did some work on video editing. I got started into editing last week's video, so week 6, and it took me around 2 hours to edit that, and then I've spent another maybe 2 hours, scripting, but I've worked 5 hours today basically, and I'm about to go out to have dessert with my friends. So I know I didn't really do what I said I was going to do, but I think this is actually going to be really beneficial to me. I think it will set me up really nicely if I get my week 6 video done this weekend. And we'll get back into the email management and we'll get back into client work. I swear this time, I swear. I am still in this creative spiral, this frenzy. I just can't get YouTube out of my head. And I was also looking at my week 6 content. Because this is week 7, I now have to edit what happened the week after. So I started looking at my week 6 content. and I realized something. Oh my God, I yapped a lot. Oh my God. The other thing that I've been kind of doing on and off today is I've been reviewing my week 6 content. So the content that I filmed last week while I was editing all of my week 4 and week 5 and all of the other videos. So I did not realize that I yapped so much. Oh my God, I yapped a lot. I have an hour and a half of content to sift through, and admittedly 10 minutes of that is like me doing yoga. But my God, I have to sit through all that. I have to listen to myself talk for an hour and a half. So it was an hour and a half of content, which might not sound that bad, but my current approach to editing my vlogs, which you can look at from week 4, week 5, and week 6, I'm basically trying to make a video focused around the vlog clips. I'm trying to include everything, and it's a lot of work because the script has to make sense to flow into the next clip and over and over and over again. Essentially, I saw an hour and a half of content and I panicked and I realized, oh my God, this isn't sustainable doing weekly vlogs when they are this long. So I decided to merge 2 weeks into one summary. No more weekly videos. We are now doing bi-weekly summaries, which brings me into what happened in week 8. I've been editing my week 6 video, since last week, and I completely underestimated just how long it would take me. I think it's going to take me 20 hours to finish editing because I think I'm already up to 10 hours. Really, it might be 15 that it takes me to finish the entire video, but that's just too long to do an entire week summary, and it's just not sustainable. So we kind of gotta refigure out our weekly summary videos. And that's why my week 7 and week 8 video are being combined. I am in week 6. I am trying to start to cut down that footage, and I am feeling overwhelmed by the amount of work that has to be edited. And so I am trying to go through my usual system, and I didn't want to give up. I was just like, surely I can do this. And it was just clear, I never want to do this again. I never want to edit a video like that again. It is just far, far, far too long. And so I'm still procrastinating on it. So I decided to get back into my automation work because I was feeling so overwhelmed by the amount of work that needed to go into my week 6 video. So instead, with the automation work that I've been learning, I'm trying to essentially make an email management system, and I'm trying to implement that at work, because if my hospitality job likes my automation work for their email and admin system, then that looks really, really good for me. I'm going to be able to go into other hospitality places and say, hey, I did work for this business. And they're going to be like, you did work for that business and they like it? I'm in. I have something. That's the current plan anyway. And I have been using a tool called Zapier, which is how I've been essentially trying to create an email management system. And I haven't worked on this in 4 weeks because I've been so focused on trying to catch up on my YouTube editing. And I'm also trying to do all of these other things and rest as well, because I also crashed. I realize as I'm trying to get back into working on this, that this isn't a very good workflow now that I was able to come back and look at it through fresh eyes. So I have been working on my email management system tonight, except not really, because when I started it, I haven't actually been working on this for about 3 weeks. So trying to jump back into it, it's like trying to get back into a puzzle you are halfway through solving, and it's just like, whoa, what's going on? You kind of just need to go through the whole thing over again to understand where you left off, because my work appraisal is coming up and I want to pitch this to my other manager, to see if he maybe is interested in this. And so I was writing a lot of stuff about what my current system can do, what it can't do, and what it can potentially do. And something that I realized with my current system is it's got a lot of steps. So essentially, my current workflow is not cost effective. And it's not like I'm scrapping it, I'm just breaking up my current flow into different flows with varying degrees of complexity. So essentially, everything that I've made up until now is not really useful to me anymore, and I kind of need to start again. Because I was trying to write a script of what I want to say to my manager. This is what it can do, this is what it can't do, this is where it can be, this is low risk at worst. You've helped me gain experience, and at best, you have a system that you really like and you can recommend it to other people. Slight interruption. I apologize. My face is actually getting very red because I have not filmed a video in this style before, and it's making me feel a little bit nervous. And whenever I feel a little bit nervous or stressed, my face will go red. So I apologize for that. I can't control it. It'll do what it wants to do. So anyway, with this new system that I have, because I was trying to figure out hypothetically if they do like this, how much is it going to be if they do like it and they want to implement it? And I realized this is actually really expensive to run. And explaining why it's expensive to run is a little bit boring, so I won't get into it. You can just take my word for it. So essentially, I had to break down my flow into several other different flows. And so far, I've only done one of them. And there are still 2 to 3 others to make. And I reckon it'll take me an additional 20 hours to finish. So that's where I'm at with that. It was too expensive and I needed to redo it from scratch. And all of the other work that I had done, valuable learning, unfortunately, not useful anymore. So that's all I pretty much did for that work week. It was pretty much just going like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming, my week 6 video. Let's try and do some automation work, and realizing, oh, this is actually really expensive. I'm going to have to start over. That was essentially my work week, my work by like fortnight, which now means that we go into the segment of what did we learn this week? So we did learn that the way that I was working on my email management system, which I've been calling Inbox Flow, just to give it an easy name, it's not very cheap. And I basically need to redo it. In terms of YouTube, something else that I realized is that I need to have a new approach. My approach for this week is yapping less. Like, I'll still talk about my feelings, but I've mostly just been yapping about what I've done that day, what I think I did wrong, and trying to be more concise and clear to make it easier for editing me to pump out these weekly videos, because they take a lot of work right now, and I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for myself in order to keep up. Like, weekly videos is like every week, and I've got other things that I need to be doing, and right now this is taking all of my time. I really need to figure out a effective editing and filming method so that I can still upload my journey to YouTube but not make it my full-time thing. This is meant to be like a little hobby on the side of my real project, and right now it's taking all of my time, and I think it will take a lot of my time until I have a little system in place. I realized that I yapped a lot and that I need to find a new approach for this. So while I was having that week 7, like the content that you've probably been watching in this video, I was intentionally trying to only talk about how I'm feeling and not trying to talk about anything that I was doing or what I'm going to be doing next, or trying to explain things like why. Just talking about how I'm feeling in that moment. And that's probably enough vlog content for me to incrementally sprinkle into this week video. The other thing is that I needed a whole new approach to my videos. So that is actually what I'm trying out now. So before, I was trimming down all of the content and then trying to create a script from it based on everything that I said. The way that I've been approaching my weekly summary so far has been to stitch all of the content and create a story. So interject everything I have to say in between the clips, and it's all about the clips. Instead, what I think I actually need to do is talk normally and sprinkle in little aspects of the vlog that proves my point in what I'm trying to say. Whereas with this approach, what I've been doing is I've been looking at the content, writing a a general outline of what happened. And then I talk about, like how I am now, what happened. And then I can look at the content and actually see what's relevant and what I want to include. And if you look back at my week 6 video, I reckon you can probably see that I'm stressed. I don't look like I'm having a good time because I'm following a rigid script. And I have done acting for fun before, but just like there was a lot for me to memorize for this to feel natural, and it would have just taken too long. So I'm trying to just read as I go, and I'm making a lot of mistakes. It's taking a really long time. So today is Friday, and I have finally had the opportunity to film my talking head summary for week 6. And I think I've noticed a couple of things about what's working and what's not. So first of all, I think with my week 6 video, I haven't even finished editing it yet, but it's already taken me a long time to edit. It's already taken me a long time to write the script, and I already know it's going to be maybe around 30 minutes long. I'd be surprised if it was any shorter. My least favorite aspect so far has been doing the talking head summaries, especially when I'm trying to follow a rigid script. I do a lot better when I just have like a dot point outline and I'm just able to just run off that. When I'm trying to read word for word exactly what I want to say, it feels a little suffocating. It takes me a very, very long time and I make a lot of mistakes and I have to start over again and again and again. And it's just not something I really enjoy doing, and therefore it's probably not going to be super sustainable. So I feel a lot like I'm having a lot more fun just talking naturally and not following like a script outline. However, it has obviously been making me feel a little bit nervous. Oh my gosh, as you can see, still gonna keep going. Please be nice. So the other thing is that this might not actually work either. I am trying to figure out how to do YouTube. I am trying to figure out how to balance everything whilst trying to balance a healthy lifestyle and a sensitive nervous system. So there is a chance that this style of content, even though it has been a lot easier and so much quicker, there is a chance that this might not work either. But I won't know that until I try it. And I don't think there are very many other people that are actually, or maybe I'm mistaken, but just talking about every single week what their process has been like behind the scenes of trying to grow on YouTube. So essentially, that's what it's been like for YouTube, what has happened this week. Already mentioned the lesson that we've learned about our inbox flow email management system. And lastly, the last thing that I wanted to talk about what I've learned is about my health. So because I have very sensitive sleep issues, over the weekend, I got a little bit lazy with it to see if my nervous system habits are actually helping me. Today is Wednesday and I slept so good. I slept so well. And my guess is that it is all of the nervous system things that I'm doing, because I wasn't really doing that over the weekend because I was kind of curious and also lazy about like, what if I didn't do it over the weekend? Because I'm already doing so many steps at work. I kind of just like, I don't want to go on a walk before I go into work when I'm already getting so many steps. And so I didn't do any of them. And I started to notice that I was waking up in the middle of the night. And then I started doing my habits again. And then I'm starting to sleep well again. So I think that it is indeed helping me sleep well. And when I started having bad sleep, I started doing those habits again. I did start to sleep better, except I realized that my sleep isn't as good when I've just exercised. And that makes complete sense because exercise is kind of part of the reason why I crashed out in the first place. And I really did want to start implementing that gently back into my routine and go about it in a much healthier way than what I was doing before. So before I don't know why I did this, but I was ego lifting. I was trying to push till failure. I was trying to, progressive overload, and like I was going too hard and I wasn't resting enough and I wasn't really listening to my body. So when I did start to go back to the gym on week 7 and in week 8, I was trying very hard to listen to my body and not push till failure. And I didn't quite have a good sleep in week 8. So it has led me to the theory of, is exercise the problem? The short answer is no, but that gets covered in the next video. But essentially what I think was happening is that my body is still sensitive and it is still in recovery mode. And I think that it's kind of fine now, but at the time we were kind of working with a theory that my body was rejecting exercise, which I don't think is true, but it's what we were thinking at the time. So the last 2 weeks were not perfect by any means, but just because we don't make a lot of progress every day, every week, we're still making steps towards it. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about still showing up and still taking the next step forward and learning from the mistakes that you have made. So I have had a very messy time when it comes to YouTube. I have had a very messy time with my health. And every single time that something goes wrong, you just pivot and you try something else until something works. And I also don't know if this new vlogging style is going to work. Unfortunately, I won't know until I try it, but thank you for watching till the end and bearing with me. It has, even though I'm a little embarrassed by how my face has gotten so red, and I do feel a little bit anxious just talking off the cuff because I don't want to forget anything and I don't want to have something not make sense. But I think it's going to be fine in my future content when I do have a little bit more practice in this. It kind of feels like I'm giving like a presentation to like the class. Like it's so easy to just vlog how I'm feeling in that moment and then put my phone down after a minute. But this is me trying to talk fluidly for like 20 minutes. And I think I'm just going to get better with more practice. So this is just all to say, this journey is not going to be perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to get a little bit better each time. And I hope that this eventually gets some eyes on it and people do see it and it finds that they're helpful too. I'm not trying to be like this hustle culture. I'm not trying to endorse hustle culture, but I am trying to work hard to still change my life and accomplish all of the things that I want to accomplish in a healthy way. So if this made you feel a little less alone, I would love to have you follow the journey and I would love to hear about anything that you're trying to do and accomplish. And I will talk to you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.